Welcome back to the Fight Vibes podcast, episode 17. We are joined again by Gene. Gene, glad to have you back, back-to-back weeks. We have UFC 324 coming up this weekend. I am super pumped about this card, super pumped about the main event. But, gentlemen, let me get your thoughts real quick on some interesting situations that happened today. Some weight misses, but we did have someone make weight and then proceed to faint on stage right after his weigh-in. Now, I guess it kind of just goes into the question: how should the UFC kind of take this going forward? I mean, should there be hydration tests? Should there, should IVs be allowed again? Um, let me get y'all's thoughts on that.
So for the hydration test, I know one does that, and to me, it's I feel like it's a load of BS. Unfortunately, Cameron did ended up face planting after the weigh-in. I feel like that's a bit of a skill issue. Maybe go up and weight. Maybe make sure that you're having enough electrolytes. I know that cutting weight is not easy, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about coaching and what you do and what really led up to that moment. So
Yeah, for sure. Devin?
Yeah, no, it was a bad look, especially being the first Paramount card gonna go and it wasn't like a stumbled and fall. It was like pure face plant on stage. So it was a bad look.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the UFC, how do you? I mean, because we've seen plenty of, I guess, bad weight cuts, if you even want to call them that, in the past. But I mean, really, it's just see fighters looking super drained, and I feel like no matter what you do, there's going to be someone always looking super drained during these weight cuts. But there's times that we can prevent, I guess, stuff like this, maybe. But to Gene, like to your point though, exactly, like there are right ways to do this, and there are ways to protect yourself from causing stuff like that to happen. Um, but I feel like we've definitely just seen a lot of these fighters really strain themselves in the past couple of years, just trying to make those weight classes. But yeah, I just kind of curious, like to see like kind of what y'all would say if y'all were the UFC. What would y'all do to kind of help prevent stuff like this from happening going forward?
I don't think there's much they can do. I mean, they offer Performance Institute, they offer nutritionists to help. Um, Realistically, the only thing that they could do is force the fighters, if they could, to move up a weight class or open up more weight classes so they don't have to feel like they need to drain themselves down further. But other than that, I don't think there's anything that the UFC specifically can do. It's on the fighter.
I would agree with that. It's definitely on the fighter, and as somebody that has, I have passed out from dehydration one time. It's just, and it also happened. It almost happened to me another time, but I kind of realized, oh, hey, that's what's happening, and yeah, you just got to make sure you got enough electrolytes in your body. And uh, the other thing too, we before we came on, it was talked about how maybe like weigh in right before and then weigh in again. That could potentially be something that they could do, but at the end of the day, it's not really something that they're going to be able to control all that much. So
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with that. Where it's kind of a tricky slope for even the UFC to kind of be on, to where how much of a hand can they really have within these weigh-ins and this weight cutting process. Um, because it's just interesting seeing situations even where like you have doctors go in to where someone who isn't really struggling that much, and then next thing you know, you have doctors being like, "No, it looks like you're cutting too much. We're gonna say that you're not fit to fight." And then you have other guys that are up there like looking legit like death, and doctors are like, "You're good to go." It's like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I feel like that's also like a very big inconsistency with the UFC right now.
yeah, that I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this. Like Max had a hard time like cutting like 7, 8 years
Yeah.
ago, and suddenly he just became a pro at it. I know it's kind of harsh to say at the end of the day that it's a skill issue, but I mean it kind of really is. And yeah, I don't know. I hate the idea of more divisions. I just think this sport is diluted enough as it is, and I don't know. I don't think that. there should be more divisions and weights. It's like you either fall into one category or you fall into another. Because I mean, a lot of the time these guys like physically like, with height and weight are matched up pretty well. But and I also don't believe in the weight bully thing. I think that's just I don't know. Like if you think of weight bullies, I think that's just kind of a dumb take. But anyway.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, it's just kind of like if you can make the weight, it is what it is, you know. But yeah, I was definitely surprised though that Perez missed weight. Although he has missed weight before in the past, he was kind of on a good little streak there of making it. I thought he kind of got that process down and was good to go. But yeah, and then who else missed weight today? I know it
Figgy.
was Figgy. That's right. That's not
I'm
really.
not.
That's not too big of a
I'm not
surprise.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a surprise in a sense of like he used to miss weight at 25. It's a shame that he moved up and is still missing weight though.
I think this is his first time missing weight at 35, right?
I think so, but even still, like he was 2 pounds off, 2.5.
Yeah,
I
two
don't
and a
know.
half.
I think this is one of his last fights.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends too on
Yeah.
how the Umar fight just goes in general. Because if Umar just lays a beating on him, then that's just that's gonna be kind of tough to kind of realize where you're gonna really fit in that division.
Yeah, I think Umar wins the fight pretty easily, to be honest. That's just my opinion.
If there's a like most locked in like win card or whatever or it is, yeah, Umar's gonna absolutely destroy Figueiredo. I obviously before the weight miss felt terrible about Figgy. And the thing I hate about this fight is like 2, 3 years ago, this is awesome. And now it's like Figgy beat Montel Jackson, but didn't look great. And it's like he's clearly showing at his age, and now he's missing weight. He's 38. He's 38 in the bantamweight division. It's just I think it's going to get ugly, whether
Yeah,
that's a submission or it's Umar with ground and pound. I think that this is an absolute layup for Umar.
yeah. I was definitely. I guess not surprised that Umar got someone like this after the Batista fight, but Batista looked really good in that fight. They have to give him a lot of props for looking the way he did in that. But I was kind of curious to see if they were either going to give him someone like this or they were going to give him like a winner of O'Malley and Song, where that could be a true like number one contender fight to where I don't even know how to really feel about Song and O'Malley in terms of kind of where it places in importance in term like for the division, definitely with O'Malley fighting, it's always kind of I guess a bit bigger for the UFC to kind of keep watch on that. But with Umar fighting on the same card, it's you kind of wonder like who they're going to prioritize after this this event wraps up.
I think they'll push O'Malley if he wins, especially if it's a pretty significant win, like if he knocks out Yadong. But I don't know, man.
I could see that.
I just don't. Umar, I think he definitely wins pretty handedly, but I think them having him as the headline prelim, I think that says it all right there. That they're not looking to push him to the title right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess he's got I guess like the youth on his side or the longevity on his side for his career in general compared to O'Malley, who's saying that he's probably going to retire this year. Even though I kind of think that's just a marketing tool and kind of like a make sure you watch my fights because this may be the last. I don't think it's really truly going to be like his last year. I think he's probably got 2 or 3 more years, but again, also depending on how just this year goes in general. So he could be telling the truth, but at the same time, I think that it's just more of a marketing thing.
I will say he addressed that again and said that he's going with the flow. I think that he would retire if he keeps losing. I mean, if he comes out and Song is able to employ a wrestling type game plan and gets a decision. I don't think we see Sean back probably again this year. I don't know. The thing about Sean is I like Sean, but he just tries to just be this fake version of himself. Like when he's just being Sean, dude, he's so fucking cool, dude. Which we don't see it all that much. I just kind of see like some clips from his podcast. I'm like, man, I fuck with Sean. And then he just says some dumb shit like the next day. But the other thing too, I really hate that Umar and Figgy is on the prelims, and I know it's going to be a lot easier to watch fights now, but like we're having that on the prelims over Rose and Natalia. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is Umar. Like, let's say Umar, like hypothetically, let's say Umar goes out, beats the piss out of Figgy, like we're thinking. Sean, hopefully, I think would be best for MMA if Sean were to go out there and have a great performance that's worthy of a title shot, even though one win. Umar wants to rematch Marab. And he even said something about how like the title can wait or the title will still be there. So like if Umar were to go out there and just have this great performance, is he even going to want that title shot or is he going to want to get the revenge against Marab?
Yeah, no, that's a completely fair question. I mean, I would hope that the UFC goes towards. You're definitely right with Sean winning. It would be kind of best in an all around situation, just because you get the hype between Jan and O'Malley for the rematch. Then I mean, fuck it, you put on Marab and Umar as a co-main on that, or fight on that same card, and you have them go at it. For I guess a number one contender fight after that. And I mean, shit, that's already a solid 2 fights on a pay per view, or on a numbered event. But yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't kind of realize that definitely could be an option to where Umar's just kind of focused on Marab rather
Revenge.
than the belt. Huh?
And that's the thing about Sean is I think I would like based on merit, I don't like it, but like I think I would definitely rather want to see Umar versus Marab like stylistically and Piotr versus Sean stylistically because that fight was great. You get him in there with big stakes, rematch, title. You have those two, like you said, on the same card, the main co-main. It would just be cinema.
Yeah, I mean, definitely as a marketing aspect, like that would be ideal. Because almost all 4 of them have history with each other, and so it's not like just narrowing it down to those 2 matches. I guess the only people I haven't fought in that little triangle is just Umar and O'Malley.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that having those 4, like, I guess if O'Malley fought for the title versus Jan and then Marab and Umar co-main or something, that would be best case scenario for this, I think.
And I will say too.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just like with the way the UFC books things now and like how they don't really care about the best fighting the best, like just I'm not saying never have a fight, but just keep Umar away from Sean because we all know how that ends.
Yeah.
Like
the only tall guy that was actually gonna have a chance was Sandhagen, and I mean, it wasn't the worst performance, I guess, from Sandhagen, but it definitely like wasn't the best, and it was like, okay, if that's not going that well, it's not gonna go that well for Sean for sure.
No. God, I want to see Sean versus Corey so bad, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Definitely on just an all-time wish list at this point.
I just feel like I don't know how exciting that fight would be, though.
I could definitely agree with that, to where it could seem a bit more boring than like what it could be. I guess kind of like probably what people are hoping Adesanya and MVP would be, or even
would it just turn into
MVP.
like
Oh,
Sandhagen
okay,
and
that's so. So MVP versus Izzy would be fucking terrible because it's 2 counter fighters just standing. That would be. I'm not saying it would be Yoel versus Izzy, but it would be close. Whereas like Sean is going to pressure Corey, or no, Corey's going to pressure Sean. My bad. And then Sean's going to try to counter. There's going to be a little bit more action than. God, people have said they want to see MVP and Izzy, which yeah, like on paper it's cool, but
Yeah.
But you watch it and you're just like, it's going to be like Ian Gary versus MVP. It's just not going to be all that exciting.
Yeah, you're gonna have someone at least shooting for a takedown at some point.
Corey's
I would wanna see that.
Corey's Corey's more so about action, and don't get me started. I like MVP, but at the same time, he's just so overrated. Like I've saw all those Bellator fights and can crushing, and then anytime he fights anybody good, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna like throw 2 strikes this round, and which I'm being dramatic about it, but
No, I definitely agree with that though. That where Corey could bring a little bit more action compared to Izzy and MVP matchup. But um, we know that like MVP really likes to kind of build up his fights and stuff, and obviously that's kind of helped fighters in the past with pay-per-view numbers and whatnot, and even just kind of getting probably extra bonuses on the side that we don't know about. But with Paramount not having obviously a pay-per-view model anymore, how do y'all think that fighters are going to, I guess, act even towards hyping their own fights up? Or do you think they're going to depend more on the Paramount machine or the UFC machine again to build their fights up and get them, I guess, more eyes and stuff? But I don't know. It's just kind of an
I think
interesting pay model coming up.
I think they're going to be hyping themselves up. I mean, like for example, I mean, have y'all seen all of this Saryukian press run he's doing with these streamers?
Yeah, no, he's definitely smart for doing that, and especially with the
Yeah,
whole shenanigans that he's kind of been going through lately. Even though some of it's
yeah,
kind of been on himself, but yeah, it definitely a smart way to go. And I think some of these fighters at some point just realize like, okay, I have to market myself, and the UFC is just not going to do it for me. So how can I do it? And streaming with these streamers is obviously the best way to do it if you have the right personality for it.
yeah. I think it's the personality thing. Like, obviously, everyone was against Saryukin, and I think just going on this, I hate this streamer thing. I hate it, but I think it gives him a chance to get his personality out there. Like with Islam, I think everyone was against Islam when he first came in, and then he started showing his personality and joking more. And you saw it a lot with his videos with DC and whatnot. I think that's when fans started really turning over for him.
I
Yeah,
think that Paramount's gonna do better than what ESPN did, which was like, I mean, what did ESPN really even do? Because I don't know if you guys saw it this week. They have like that Paramount Face Off thing
hmm
with like with Patty and Justin, and Patty like slouched down, and people were like, "What's up with Patty's posture?" It's like, dude, he's trolling. Like to me, that was like such a clear case of trolling. Because like to me, like I'm such a psycho. I think like how Patty would think, like, oh, we're gonna do this like fake face off, like we're in the cage, and like if I stand up the way I actually would, he's gonna have like a better idea of how to like range and whatever. And anyway, yeah. So as for the Armin thing though, like Armin has like won me over with the whole like I don't like the streamer thing either. I think it sucks, but the UFC is just not all that interested in promoting certain guys unless they toe the company line or there's something in them that like Patty, they're like, oh, we like Patty. And then they'll push Patty. But then Armin, and I've made so many videos trashing Armin, but it's like to the point now, it's like a year later, and Armin's done his time. He's fought, he's beat a guy, he's out here promoting. But then we have a guy like Patty that's just getting an interim title shot off of 3 garbage wins in a row, which he's won more than that, obviously. But
well, I
I don't
mean,
know.
yeah,
I
just
don't.
the name value alone from Patty's wins just aren't really enough, considering that's where a lot of those guys are in their careers.
And I'm
No, but he has.
rewatching.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Go ahead.
ahead. No, no, no. Go
Like I'm
ahead.
rewatching. I'm rewatching. I'm rewatching that Chandler fight last night, and Chandler was like handling Patty in that first round, and then like 4 minutes into the fight, Chandler's done.
Yeah.
And you're gonna tell me a guy like Armin or Max Holloway or Ilya or Islam, if he was still at 55, wouldn't just take care of that? I don't know.
No, I,
I don't.
I don't think Patty's like top tier in the division right now, but I think he has that baby face and the personality, and it just the fans want it, and the UFC is capitalizing on that.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the UFC was hoping Topuria and Patty one day for a belt, and
Plus,
they are
yeah.
so close to it right now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Because they have real beef too, which would make it
Yeah.
interesting. But and Patty also had a huge following before coming to the UFC. Also, so he
Age
was like
warrior.
the UFC's cash cow, like before he even came in. So I think they're banking on him to win this interim, and then putting him in there with Ilya would be nice. But is Ilya even coming back to this weight class? That's the real question.
Yeah, he already said it. He was planning a return for anywhere between like, I think it was April and June.
I would much rather see Patty and Ilya than Gaethje and Ilya. I like Gaethje. Love Gaethje. His style's super fun, always entertaining. But I know where that ends. And then plus it's real beef. Very rarely do you get real beef in these fights,
Well, that and
especially at
like
the championship level.
the build up for that would be so much more fun.
I know. They
So
fucking
much.
throw shit at each other again.
I'm gonna be the asshole that says I want to see Ilya versus Armin.
Dude, no, I'm with you on that. I mean, that's the fight
I
skill
don't.
for skill that we need to see.
Yeah. I don't like Patty. I think he's gonna get smoked, hopefully. But at the same time, I have said the Patty fight sells way more than a Gaethje rematch. And like
Yeah.
you guys said, Gaethje's gonna get fucking absolutely new. Probably worse than even Charles did.
Mm-hmm.
Because he will refuse to try and wrestle and he will stand in the middle. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with Gaethje because he has a wrestling background, but he refuses to use it.
I saw this thing from the Alvarez fight, and he like defended his like own takedown against himself,
Yeah,
where he
that
gets that weird like,
where he like glitches out.
dude,
Crazy, 'cause
okay, like he won't wrestle, and then like his jab is like top 5 best of all time in MMA, and he just like won't fucking use it. That's how he beat Viziev in that first rematch.
Yeah.
Like nothing was worth anything. They had a round Viziev won, and then the second round was close, I think. And then Gaethje's like, dude, I'm gonna fucking walk this guy down, just jab the fuck out of him. And then it's like, dude, why don't you just do this all? Why didn't you do that to fucking Khabib?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
man, I can't even imagine fighting Habib though. That presence, I'm sure, just even sitting inside that cage with him was just kind of like, oh god, this is gonna fucking blow chunks, isn't it?
just having someone
Aura.
smother you like that in a fight.
Yeah, that shit would make me cry so bad.
I've 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 grappled dudes in jiu-jitsu where I was like, what the fuck did I get into? So I could only imagine like a Khabib level pressure.
Dude, jiu-jitsu isn't real. Just be like Derek Lewis and just get up.
Fuck no. I don't know. That man is strong as fuck. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's just pretty impressive to see him just nonstop, just be like, all right, I'm done here.
I've had 130-pound black belts just fucking. I'm like, how the fuck are you holding me down right now, pinned to the mat?
Is it
This
gi
doesn't
or no
make
gi?
sense. Nogi, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Oh shit.
Due to physics, this doesn't make sense, but I can't move.
Dude, you gotta love that. That just confused feeling. You're just like, is this really happening right now? Is it? I think it is.
Also,
worst
I
is-
feel like I've cursed Gaethje because I've literally never rooted for him because I don't. It's not that I dislike him necessarily. He's just always fighting a guy like 9 times out of 10 I like more. And I'm like, this is like the one time I'm gonna root for him, and he's just gonna go out there and get fucking choked out after throwing like a spinning wheel kick or something.
I just have a feeling that Patty pulls it off, and like I would love for Gaethje to pull it off, but I personally don't see it.
I
Well, you all want to talk about anything else before we get into the card?
No, let's get
uh
to wait, do we have anything else? Let me see.
wait, hold on. Let me. What about Don Davis stepping down from PFL?
Oh, did he really?
You didn't see that?
Ah,
Yeah, he stepped down.
that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, you sign Jake Paul, he never fights. You sign Francis Ngannou and make him the CEO of PFL Africa, and he's fought one time and then won't go to the events and then bitches about how the cards aren't good, but then he won't promote them. And I understand that Francis has had like really shitty things happen to him, but I don't know. Francis just seems like a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, I'm into that. I would never want to do business with that guy, especially with kind of just how the whole PFL thing alone just makes me want to go. I don't really like that.
Dude, the tournament thing could work in like small doses, but they just like
Yeah.
bank on it, and it's just not really feasible in a long term sense. Um,
I just wonder what they do moving forward. I mean, I wonder if they're like just too down the hole to where now it wouldn't even make a difference no matter who they hire, unless they just pumped in a lot more money.
so
Do the Saudis own them?
I don't know about that, but John Martin did an interview with Ariel Helwani, and he seemed really actually passionate about MMA in the terms of like Don Davis said he would, but this guy actually is. And the other thing too is like they signed Bellator or acquired Bellator for all that money, and they've got that tape library and they've got those fighters, and then you see all those fighters like I can't get a fight, I can't get a fight, I can't get a fight,
Mm-hmm.
and they've released practically all of the good talent. They've kept some of it, but I don't understand like the whole PFL thing. It's like every time they do something, it's like we're promising all this stuff, and then like nothing really ever happens.
Well, it's like why would you buy an organization when you guys don't even have the money to pay your own fighters, which was pretty
That
evident
too.
before they even bought Bellator, and then you buy Bellator, and then you have all their top guys, like what you're saying, that are like, well, I can't get a fight, I can't even get a phone call, which was crazy enough to hear from some of the top talent, like that's insane to me. Like you can't even get a phone call to get a Bellator champion like booked for a fight. Like you got to be shitting me. Like they had that whole mega event where they had the champions versus champions. I guess it was, and like that was like the last time I saw half those guys like ever compete. I was just like what is going on, dude? Like I didn't realize this was a retirement card. Like what the fuck? But yeah, dude, I don't know what they do from here, especially with the whole uh, PFL Africa expansion, and then them trying to do some of the other shit that they're doing down in South America half the time. Like I don't know, man. That's a tough situation to be in. I'd hate to be that new guy because there's a lot of pressure riding you in a whole bunch of different positions.
Yeah, it just sucks that there isn't like I just miss the days of like Strikeforce and Pride. I kind of hit the tail end of that, but like I remember Strikeforce would have a card and it would be stacked, and I'm like, man, I can't miss that. And then Bellator did all right for years, and then PFL came around or was World Series of Fighting initially, but that's where Kayla Harrison started in 2018, and like they didn't have like the name value that's like last 6 7 years 8 years, but they always had like the product was always really good, and I've always tried to support them and watch them, but like Don Davis just didn't. I mean, and not to say that he's the reason that things have gone so badly, but it's everything they seem to do just doesn't work. And I remember I don't have the video anymore, but I remember when Francis signed, I'm like all the details of it, like oh his he's gonna make this much and his opponent's gonna make $2 million and all this stuff, and it sounded so great. And then they have that pay per view with Francis, and it sells like 10 or 11,000 pay per view buys.
Yeah.
And it's we're going up 3 years, and he's fought one time. And anytime he talks about fighting, it's in boxing, and they let him box. Which I mean, I'm not mad about it. Get the bag, but just a disaster. I just wish there was which I guess Ryzen is cool to watch, and there's Octagon and KSW, but they don't really hit like Prime PFL or Strikeforce or Pride. Dude, there was times where Pride was better than UFC, but yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, the only promotion I watch like outside of the UFC is just one, but that's mainly just because I like the Muay Thai fights that they put on, and I mean that's really about it, honestly. Because outside of that, like PFL, I don't, I their fucking whole broadcast just pisses me off half the time. As the guy who works behind broadcast, or kind of behind broadcast, like in directing and stuff, like holy shit, I see so much stuff from like there's so much dead air time here, there is someone talking over here, you can hear them on a mic over here, like the transitions are just fucking wacky, like I'm just like, God bless. Like, you guys are ESPN. You guys should be at the top of the line. You know, like it's stupid that you guys look like an amateur fucking production half the time, and fucking Cage Titans looks better than that. You know, I would say most of the time. Like they do a killer job on TikTok and shit, and I'd much rather watch their shit than PFL just because of production alone. It's just like, come on, like get y'all shit together. And they got a great commentary cast. I'm surprised they don't use that more often, but they just
Yeah, Sean O'Connell's great.
yeah. I mean, it's just PFL shit, I guess. Gotta love it.
I mean, they were cool coming out at first, but now I don't know. I feel like they fell off really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The other thing too about like just like with Bellator and PFL, dude, they will have a card and it will be the night of the card, and you're like, oh shit, PFL's on. Like they won't promote
Mm-hmm.
the card. Dude,
Yeah.
Bellator was notorious for that. Like, oh hey, it's Bellator 233, whatever.
Tonight, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, like
I'll cancel my plans then. Fuck me.
dude, they half-ass tried when they signed with the Zone, but like
Yeah. Again,
I don't know,
I
Scott.
feel like there's some sort of miscommunication between these leagues and like their promotions and like the networks. Like, there's got to be some sort of miscommunication saying like who's marketing what and like how much and where's the budget, and like I feel like the whole marketing meeting is just straight up just gone. I don't know where is the miscommunication or misunderstandings. I don't know. It's kind of super frustrating as a fan just to kind of be like, where's the promotion? You know, because we see boxing do it. The UFC has, you know, we've seen the UFC kind of just slack within the past year or two since COVID.
Well, I think UFC does the same thing, but they just have the name value, and I think PFL doesn't have the name value to be able to rely on the fighters
Mm-hmm.
to promote their own things.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I didn't say it earlier, UFC big time just skates by on like name value. Like they think they're the NFL when the quality is like the worst NFL game is miles and leagues above the worst UFC fight you'll see. So
Well, and
because it'll be
again,
two,
sorry, go ahead.
it'll be two women that have like not even 5 pro MMA fights, but they it's UFC, bro. It's good. You're a
It's got to
casual,
be high
dude.
level.
You're a casual. You don't want to watch this seriously.
Yeah, there's definitely times where I'm kind of like, I don't blame anyone for not watching this right now. But I mean, and again, like going back to the presentation, like, did y'all watch the ceremonial weigh-ins today?
I usually don't.
No.
I catch the
I
highlights
saw
on
bits and
Twitter. I guess.
pieces.
So right off the bat, you know, Paramount being Paramount, you know, I got to respect it for trying something a little bit new. They had the analyst desk talk over Joe Rogan and all of them while he was like introducing the fighters, like while they were weighing in, and you could tell like the analyst desk team wasn't sure when to talk, wasn't sure like how much to really fill in and stuff like that. Bisbing kind of being his awkward Bisbing self, you know, like he is at times, and they had that new chick there from Paramount, and she was pretty good. You know, she definitely understands how to fill in that space. And I think that's probably like why they brought her on to kind of give them a bit of like I don't know, like a lesson, and just in terms of like, hey, look, you can talk here, wait here, fill in here. You know, there's a whole lot of science that goes in behind that, and some of those analysts and desk people just nail that shit. And the UFC needed that in general, just from having just pretty much fighters be like their analyst and not know how to like talk in a certain way. But it, long story short, it was kind of a fucking mess, but it was definitely nice to see a little change in it. But it needs to be fucking worked on. That was kind of bad.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have a lot of hiccups trying to figure it out to start.
Yeah. How long was the Paramount deal for? How long did it get signed? You don't remember?
5 years,
7
right?
years.
7 years,
Okay.
something like that.
So by year 6, we'll be good.
They can't be any worse than ESPN was.
Yeah, I admitted that.
They paid so much money. they want.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe how much they
$7.7
spent.
billion. Yep, 7 years, $7.7 billion.
Golly. Oh, man, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
That's
that is so
absolutely
much
nuts.
money, dude.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get into the UFC 324, Gaethje versus Pimblett. So, I guess early prelims and stuff like that, we won't go over too much. There are a couple fights that I would personally like to point out. I know Michael Johnson and Alex Hernandez could be interesting. And Alex,
Michael Johnson is always a fun fight, even at this age.
yeah. My only fear for that one is Alex could wrestle him, and it wouldn't be too entertaining. But I think Johnson's hands might be a bit too much and too fast for Alex, especially if he likes to go in there and kind of dart in the way he does sometimes.
Yeah, I picked Alex for this one. I like Michael Johnson. He's an OG, but I think Alex has kind of learned his lesson fighting legends and not giving them the proper respect. So I think he's going to go in there and be serious about it. I also do like
Yeah.
that this card is only 12 fights, instead of the usual like 15, 16, where you have, the 12 to 15, 16 fights don't even need to be on there. The Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman fight too is also interesting, just because Josh
Yeah.
Hokett is a guy that the UFC is going to absolutely love, especially if he keeps winning.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one I wanted to point out too. I think that'll be a fun fight. But Freeman's not a slouch either.
Yeah, I wonder. I did see how on Hokett being kind of like a big WWE type guy, I guess, like with the promos and stuff like that. So I'm hoping he wins just for that reason alone. I always kind of love those extra personalities, especially when they're heavyweights. It's kind of like heavyweight needs that shit so bad anyway. So like, god damn, heavyweight needs some characters in it.
As somebody that's watched as long as I have, to see how bad heavyweight is turned into when like it was the best weight class for like almost a decade. It's just so weird. Like, and people say like
Shame.
a lot of the time I defend Tom Aspinall a lot because like why wouldn't I? But people are like Tom hasn't beaten anybody good, and it's like Tom's gonna be like Roy Jones Jr. in the sense that like great fighter, but nobody really there to give him a hard fight or really challenge him. And also too, at this point of this recording, I mean, who's to say that Tom doesn't fall off a cliff? But yeah, the talent pool is just not good at heavyweight. And even when you look at other divisions, I mean, outside of the UFC, there's nobody besides Francis.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's not even a UFC problem like what you're saying. It's for sure just all around because even because I guess even PFL they had Francis and then I guess I know
Henan
the
Farr.
Bellator guys, but like again, none of them have fucking fought, so it's not like they really
There's
even
so,
count at this point. And then their Ferreira guy who Francis beat.
Bellator has signed so many like amateur wrestlers that were supposed to be good, and just none of them, besides Pico, ended up being worth the shit.
Yeah, and even
There was
then,
Sean
he's always
Barnes.
kind of shit the bed in those big moments.
Yeah, as a Pico fan, it makes me sad,
Yeah,
but
he's a good guy, but it happens. And then going into the prelims, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson against Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson, and again Perez did miss weight by 2.5 pounds. So advantage, disadvantage. What do y'all think?
Uh, it when you miss weight, it's always an advantage, but I don't know. I could see this fight going either way, to be honest with you. Um, I'm not sold on either guy in this fight.
Okay.
I know Charles
I
Johnson always figures out a way to win, but oh man,
I'm kind of surprised you don't have a confident
I'm
pick in that
I'm
one.
do what?
So I'm kind of surprised you don't have a confident pick in that one. I don't know why I thought you would have had you would have really been leaning towards one way on that one.
No, I want to lean more toward Charles Johnson, but I don't know. I feel like Perez can be sneaky. He missed that weight, and that's always an advantage. But I just feel like he could pull off a decision. Like, I don't know. I just have that feeling. He's been in there with enough guys, and he's lost a lot of fights, but I don't know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't have a lean on this fight because I could go say like, yeah, I think Charles Johnson wins, but then he could get taken down and beat. I mean, I'm assuming you have Charles Johnson.
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that range is going to be too much for Alex, especially those calf kicks and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be an easy fight necessarily for Johnson.
No, I don't think it's easy at all.
I don't love Perez in this one. He's lost 5 out of his last 6, and the strength of schedule. I mean, he's lost to Figueiredo, Pantoja, Makayev, Tyra, Almabayev, and then missing weight. I don't like it. I picked Johnson anyway. He's won 5 out of 6, and that Walker versus Jane card, he absolutely destroyed Loner Kavanaugh, and he's finished Josh Van. I think it does scare me though with Perez because he has that like veteran experience, and Johnson has been fighting maybe younger guys. I don't know. It's a feeling for me. I had to go Johnson because every time I pick against Johnson, he always wins. So
No, yeah,
See, I feel like I have that feeling if I choose him, he's gonna lose.
it's always 50
yeah, I
shot.
get that, but I don't know. Perez has just not been good. Perez hasn't been good, and then he's missing weight. It's just
Yeah, it's
there was
not a
a
good
time
look.
when he there was a time when he probably could have challenged for a title, but or I think he actually did, but
Yeah, I fought Figgy.
I don't know. He just that was when Figgy came back on like defended the title like 2 times in like less than a week or 2 weeks or whatever.
That was that first one,
I don't
and
know. I'm just
then the defense was against Moreno. That was that first Moreno fight that
yeah,
started off
yeah,
fucking
at the
oh my
apex.
god,
Yeah, I'm just
Quadigy, whatever it's called.
because I remember vividly he fought UCR Formiga and KO'd him with leg kicks, which like never happens. And then Formiga got released and then never came back, even though he's really good and he even beat Viggy in his prime. Yeah, I'm not feeling a guy like Perez, especially. I think Almabayev isn't that good, and he got subbed by him in at UFC Qatar.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely going Charles Johnson
Almabayev
with you all on this one.
And yeah, Almabayev, I'm gonna trash him for a minute. Literally has nothing. He has this guy will try to go for a takedown, but in like has no setups, has no way to do it. Will throw a jab or two and just like spam takedown. He's just not good. And like that's a guy you got choked out by. I don't. Yeah, like I said, he's 1-5 in his last 6. He's got 1 win since UFC 250.
Next up on the order is Krylov versus Bukauskas. I think Bukauskas has this one. Krylov could just pull some veteran shit, but I think Bukauskas has it.
Bukakis has been on a bit of a run lately. He's won 4 in a row, and 3 of those were by finish. I think that Krylov gets reckless at times, and Bukakis is going to find a way to just finish him, probably by punches. I don't think this one probably goes more than a round.
Yeah.
And then Krylov in his last 2 got KO'd, and then his last win was against Ryan Spann, and that was almost 3 years ago. So, and Ryan Spann's terrible.
I just couldn't believe how reckless he was in the Dominic Reyes fight. Krylov.
Yeah, that was me too. I don't know. Like Dom has had his fair share of losses, but he's not somebody you just want to go in there and just like try to slug with unless you're Yuri and you're just you have like plot armor, like you're like GDP.
Yeah, no shit.
I will also say too the Guzkov KO surprised me because I'm like, man, this guy's better than Guzkov, and then
Yeah. See, that's the thing with Karlov. He has like all the tools to be a top guy like that, but like he just I don't know, man. Just every now and then, just kind of gets a little reckless and just doesn't know how to put it together.
Yeah, he was a big deal back in the day, and then he's like Michael Beasley in the sense that like some nights he's gonna get you 30 and 10, and then other nights he's gonna like get 2 minutes played off the bench.
This guy knows ball.
And Michael Beasley should have been an all-time great.
It's a legendary
But
pull
yeah,
right there.
he's just kind of like Cerrone too. Like sometimes he comes out and he's locked in, and then he's not, and yeah, so it's up to 41 fights too. It's crazy.
Next up, we got Gadier versus Pylov. I think that's how you say it. Puliev. I don't know. I go with these
I
Russian
thought it was
names.
fully.
I think this is a pretty excuse me. I think it's a pretty easy layup for Gaudier again. I think they're just kind of trying to give this guy experience and just get a feel for the cage, and because I mean, once he starts getting into those ranked contenders in middleweight, that's when shit starts getting really real for a lot of those contenders.
I've been talking this whole time and my mic's been muted.
I wondered.
I was like, I think he's muted. I think he's talking to his wife right now.
Yeah, dude, I was sitting here talking and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
They're like,
I was like, we're going on to the next fight. David on anything? Well, shit.
No, dude, I think this is going to be a fun fight. I think it's a first round knockout. We got Gaudier he's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah,
fucking middleweight Nagano.
Yeah, no shit, dude. They were talking about it like on the, I guess like during the ceremonial weigh-ins and stuff like that. Just like how the hell does that guy make 185? And
no, dude, it's insane,
dude. They were talking about it, and I think it was Bisping and Weidman that were there at the table, and they were like, I guess we'd have to be welterweights nowadays. And I was like, nah. I think they were good sized middleweights, but I think that there's just such a difference in like nutrition knowledge and weight cutting knowledge and bulking knowledge and just fitness knowledge in general that a lot of those guys could have used and had completely different careers back then. You know, even with a lot of those guys, like Frankie Edgar, for example, you know, probably could have gone down to bantamweight a lot sooner and probably would have been an animal down there with his strength and everything. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to hear them talk about that. But yeah, Gaudier is fucking massive. Like, I don't know how the hell that guy's actually making 185 at all.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen that picture of him next to Strickland?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's middleweight Morales, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
insane, dude. But yeah, I think it's another first round knockout, and we move on.
Yeah, nothing.
I think it'll be fun. I like that they have him on this first fight card going into Paramount.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking at this card, they stacked it right with certain names that they definitely want to get eyes on. You know, Gaudier definitely being one of them, and then I think Johnson finally getting a fight against a notable name in flyweight. You know, is really good, especially with some of the shit he's done lately. But
having O'Malley,
yeah, having O'Malley up there, Silva. But I mean, shit. Even the next fight, you know, Umar and Figgy. Even with Figgy missing 2.5 pounds over, still sucks. But I think this is a really good spot for Umar to get that prelim headliner. You know, get a lot of eyes on that. But again, I'm with Eugene. I think that this easily could have been a main card fight.
Yeah, 100%. It should have been main card, and I think Umar wins for sure.
The Umar fight, or even Gautier, that could be on the main card too. Every time I watch Rose Namajunas, I take a piss break. So even though I picked her, I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I've got Gautier probably first round KO, and I like that they're actually like doing it the right way, building him up. You know how they threw Raul Rosas to the wolves right away. Seemed like, and They got him on the Patty Pimblett. I'm kidding. Patty's nobody's ever gonna have it easier than. Yeah, I don't know. I just the Rose fight on the main card of this first ever Paramount card is just an absolute joke to me, and I hate it. And it's probably not even going to be a good fight. Hopefully, Silva chokes her out quickly. Even though I picked Rose, unrelated.
What? You picked Rose in that? Gene, what are we
Yeah,
going?
yeah. I only care about women's MMA if Amanda or Kayla or Valentina's fighting. So that's what you.
That's fair.
Or Stanford. She's good too.
But anyways, back to our prelim headliner. I do think that Umar is going to make it look kind of easy. He does have to look out for that nuke though that Figgy carries, especially with 2.5 extra pounds that he's going to be carrying into this fight. You know, I think that power could really fuck up Umar pretty bad if he gets caught. I mean, Batista caught him with a pretty solid knee. I mean, he could easily catch him with an uppercut coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if this was like 2, 3 years ago, Figgy probably gives him somewhat of a hard time, but this is just a layup for Umar, like I said earlier.
Yeah, definitely a lot less tools to worry about. It's just, again, that power is always the last thing to go. I mean, and it's the last thing that you'll remember. Remember this fight. But that's a good one in the prelims. And then going on to the main card, opening up Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. I am pretty pumped for this one. I'm nervous as fuck though, as an Arnold Allen fan. I just think Silva's gonna find those openings, dude. I think it's gonna be bad. I did say in Catching a Vibe though, in the main card breakdown, I was saying that I think there's a chance, a small chance, but I think there is a chance that Silva could come out hesitant after the Lopez fight. But I don't see it happening, but I do think that there's a possibility of that being there and Allen being able to take advantage of that in a big enough way to where he wins either a round off of that or whatever the case is.
I have a feeling Silva gets it done pretty in a good way. I
Yeah.
think.
I definitely think so too. But I hope he doesn't come out hesitant. That would kind of suck if Silva is just a changed man after that.
No, I don't think he comes out hesitant.
No, I don't think so either.
I think he comes out hungry. I think he'll take unnecessary risks, but I think that'll lead to him winning in a big way, I think.
So I think that this is going to be an easy win for Arnold Allen as long as he doesn't get baited into a war. And the problem with Gene Silva, I've heard his name pronounced both ways 100 times,
Yeah, I don't know.
is that the thing that makes him great is also his biggest link in that he baits people. He wants to get into wars. And it's like with the Lopez fight, until first round came out, was beating the fuck out of Diego Lopez and then just threw some dumb shit, overextended, and got KO'd. I think a lot of Arnold Allen, and I've got him in this one. He has a really nice high kick. I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets Gene down to the ground. He's a decent grappler, but yeah, I don't know. After that Lopez performance, I can't trust Gene Silva to fight smart. To me, it's almost like a Cody Garbrandt thing where it's like, bro, I see red, or like he just can't. He fights with too much emotion. And the other thing too about Gene Silva that I fucking hate is he's always dapping guys up in the middle of a fight. It's like, bro, just fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I hate that too.
Yeah.
I don't remember who he
I
fought
think-
because yeah, the barking and then the UFC Seattle card, whoever he fought on there, he kept dapping him up and then KO'd him. But
Yeah.
his style, I think, is just it has there's a cap on it, and I don't think that it's gonna beat somebody like Arnold Allen. It's not gonna beat somebody like Diego Lopez. So I've got Arnold Allen.
I think we could see Arnold Allen get knocked out for the first time.
Yeah, I have to like agree with Devin only because like you know, I to me I feel like Arnold is a little too static to fight somebody like Silva and not get hit with a big enough shot to where it hurts him bad. But because I mean we see him getting those crazy exchanges too, and that's what makes me nervous is that he gets baited into those crazy exchanges, and that's where we've seen Silva really thrive. And we saw him kind of get in a flurry with Hooker and with Holloway. I mean, and he leaves himself pretty open for that, and I think Silva could for sure take advantage of that. And also, I think with Silva, he can really work Allen's body, and that's going to be a big thing in my opinion for this one with the body hooks and then those teep kicks, and eventually just working up to the head.
Yeah, and I think Arnold Allen has fought really good guys, but I don't think he's fought anyone that has the power like Silva does. Like, yes, he's fought Max and Calvin and all of them, but none of them really have that one hit AO power that Silva has. Unless you're Max Holloway in a last second against Gaethje, but
I mean,
Yeah.
Max clearly prioritizes volume over power because Max has power, obviously. So
I think Silva has something in his fist that just put people to sleep, and Lopez was lucky that he didn't go to sleep. He was almost there. But
Yeah, he doesn't rely on his chin a lot.
I just have
during
a
the
feeling
fight.
that he comes out. Yeah, I just have a feeling that he comes out and he puts Allen out for the first time.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't agree with that.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, because again, like it's a good test to see where Silva really is, because I mean, Allen's been through some shit in the UFC, and so along with all this time off and the surgery for the shoulder and stuff, I think that's also what kind of makes me nervous to pick Allen. But I'm hoping Allen wins. I hope I'm really wrong on this one because, again, nothing like an Arnold Allen win.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next fight, the fight that replaces Amanda Nunes and golly, the fight that replaces Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison, Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. Gene, I know you were saying that you picked Rose to win this one. I have to hear that explanation real quick.
There isn't much to say other than I picked it off vibes. I probably won't even watch the fight, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I know Natalia's good. I've liked Rose forever. Watched her on The Ultimate Fighter. It's just, if also too, if it really like it was based off vibes and nostalgia, and I know she has not been doing super great lately, but the Joanna win.
Oh my god, the Joanna win.
dude, I'm telling
How long
you.
ago
Let
was
me hop on
that?
my time traveling machine real quick and go back and rewatch that one.
Got 2 wins over, and then Silva's probably gonna win. I don't care. I think predictions are usually just stupid anyway. So
I think Silva
um,
wins, and I think she'll get in the title picture.
Well, I mean, I think she would have been fighting against Valentina if Wei Li wasn't coming down, and challenging Valentina for her belt. So I'm glad that Silva's fighting and staying active, at least active enough to where she's not waiting probably over a year for another title for a title shot in general. But yeah, I think it's just going to be kind of a repeat of the Grasso fight that Natalia had, where she kind of just stays on the outside and just kicks at range and
face at range.
just makes her shot. But I mean, Rose is tricky in the feet. Like there's no denying that at all. And it could be a weird night for Silva. I just think that at the same time, it's a matter of freshness as well. And I mean, Rose against like top level fighters lately just hasn't looked like all that great. She looks a lot more hesitant. Like she beat the shit out of Tracy Cortez, and she should have. Like she should have won that fight the way that she was.
Okay, wait. Is Tracy Cortez top level?
No, I don't think so.
Serious. Serious. Okay, well, she did get owned by Blanchfield. I will say that.
Yeah, I just don't think that highly of Tracy. I think that every time she's kind of fought high competition, I mean, she beat what Jasmine, that Canadian chick. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce her last name.
Jews, Jews Divicius or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, there you go. I mean, she beat her and stuff like that, but then and Jasmine had a nice little rise too, but then she fought Manon and then just got demolished in not even half a round, you know. So I don't know. I personally just don't really think that highly of Tracy. Like I think again, I would have bet like 100 out of 100 times on Rose Namajunas to beat Tracy for sure.
I would agree with that. And then they have a common opponent, Blanchfield, and Tracy got choked out in 2 rounds. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just talk about Tracy because she's hot. I don't think the
Dead ass. Honestly,
That's all it
that's
is.
it. Yeah. And
I yeah I didn't want to say it. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but I mean, come on, let's be real.
no, I mean she seems cool. I mean she's got a cool like personality from what the UFC shows us and stuff like that, and what she shows us like on her social medias. But you know it.
I don't know.
There's
Pereira
definitely like a
dumped
skill
pretty
gap.
fast.
Wait, what?
I said Pereira dumped her pretty fast.
Oh, dude. Well, she was already talking about marriage, like, dude. Like
Yeah.
we just found out you guys were like dating, and now you're like asking her like or asking him, "Hey, are you gonna marry me?" Like what? And then posting that? What? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're
Yeah.
crazy.
It
You're crazy.
felt like just a publicity stunt,
It honestly
honestly.
did. Yeah. But yeah, what a waste of little time that was, I guess. But moving on,
Yeah.
we have Wado Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. I was saying
Yeah.
in the breakdown that this could be
I'm
a
excited for this one.
really quick fight or a really boring fight. I don't know if it's gonna last too long, but Devin, who do you have in this one?
Yeah, that's
Eric Lewis, round one knockout.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. Heavyweights are
I
just tough
would
to call.
I
Yeah,
would
I
agree
think
with
it's a Derek Lewis first round knockout. We've seen it time and time again. These heavyweights that have all this hype, they come into this fight against Derek Lewis and he puts them out.
Gene?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Cortez Acosta is extremely overrated. I would be shocked if this fight lasted a minute because we know how Derek likes to fight. The last time Derek Lewis fought, it ended in 35 seconds. The time before that, 49 seconds. And then the only reason that the Jalton Almeida fight lasted a whole 15 minutes was because Jalton was going to wrestle. And then the fight before that, we have Derek Lewis winning in 33 seconds. Yeah, there's just no way this fight lasts more than a minute. So I'm going to go Derek Lewis.
That's fair.
Also, Cortez
I don't
Acosta
see,
Cortez
I just
Acosta
don't
should
see
probably
anything.
shut the.
Sorry, yeah. This delay.
Oh my gosh.
I can hear it on the. You guys are a little distorted, so I know there's a lag, and I'm in the Midwest, and it's like negative fucking 10 right now. I just think Cortez Acosta should shut the fuck up about Tom Aspinall because, like, God, he would
Yeah.
fucking destroy you, and he's just not good, like I said. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't see anything that Acosta brings that it's a threat to Derek Lewis, I guess, because I mean Derek has the reach, he has the power. And yeah, we've seen Acosta knocking dudes out here recently, but before that he wasn't looking very good. I think it's either gonna be really boring or Derek Lewis puts him out in first round.
Yeah, I think
Derek Lewis isn't here for a long time. He's here for a good time.
I think I have to disagree with both of y'all. I do think that Derek has a very good chance of winning this for sure, as he does every fight. I do think that Acosta is gonna kind of have these moments in each round that are gonna win him the fight. in a decision. I don't think it's going to be a very entertaining fight at all. I think Acosta's going to pick his shots as best as he can, kind of like what he was doing against Gaziv. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be a decision. I think it's gonna be boring, unfortunately, again. But I mean, I could definitely see Lewis though just hitting him with the nuke. It happens time and time again. You can't even doubt him.
I would love to see it.
You gotta love it.
So you bring up the Gaziev fight that lasted a minute and 22 seconds. You think this fight's gonna go to decision? Like that's just
So,
dude. There's no way.
the only reason why I say
It's just
that
no.
is just because of like I do think that
Is he gonna grapple?
no. I think that no, because you can't hold Derek Lewis down anyways. But I do think that Acosta's gonna. I think again. I think kind of people are maybe giving him not as much credit, but he's not the greatest fucking fighter for sure. But I think at the same time that I think he's smart enough to learn from Teixeira and a lot of those other guys who kind of just come rushing in and trying to implement their own game plan. Like Derek Lewis doesn't have absolute boulders for hands. Yeah, I think that he's going to be able to kind of move around a bit more, and because we've seen him not afraid to move around and stick and poke and move, and I think he could very well use that game plan against someone like Derek Lewis, who can just hit him with any shot and end it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Derek's gonna
I think
force it to where
everyone-
it ends in a minute.
No, for sure, I could.
I think
100%
everyone
see
thinks
that.
that they're ready.
Was it Devin?
I think everyone thinks that they can make a game plan for Lewis, and then he just starts with them, and then there goes that game plan.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, and again, like I definitely could see Derek just getting him out of there pretty quickly and stuff. I just think with some of Acosta's past fights, he's not afraid to stick and move around and kind of keep moving around the whole octagon, especially for the whole fight too. And I think we could see Derek kind of just chasing him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit. Hopefully, Derek gets out of there pretty quick. I fucking wouldn't mind that at all.
Since Derek,
I'm kidding.
Derek Lewis has gone to decision one time in his last 11 fights, which is almost 5 years.
That's pretty crazy.
No, that is 5 years. Yeah. I'm not trying to argue, but like, there's just no way. This isn't like a 1 minute, like,
No.
next holiday right down.
Yeah.
And also I don't want to see 15 minutes.
No, I don't either.
Of
I don't
Derek
either at all.
and Wardlow fighting.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see a quick fight, and I mean, I'm a Derek Lewis fan. Like, I want to see Derek Lewis win for sure. How do you not want to see that guy win?
Also, okay. Related but unrelated, I thought he didn't even beat Spivak.
Wait, who?
Cortez.
Oh.
I don't know. Waldo, he like got a decision over Spivak, and I like at the end of it, I'm like, I'm not sure that he won. I never rewatched it, but still.
Yeah, I don't even remember that
30
fight, because I guess he lost to Sergey after that. Yeah, that's right.
Dude, are you a casual?
What?
I was kidding. I was kidding.
Hit his ass.
I forgot about that Pavlich fight, dude.
Oh, true. Yeah, he fought a bunch last year.
Yeah, he fought 5 times in a calendar year as a heavyweight. Props to him. Oh, or was it 6? I think he was 6.
Yeah, unluckily for us.
Yeah.
The thing about Waldo too is I'm like, dude, you feel like heavyweight. Like, why are you fighting at heavyweight?
Well, so I've definitely brought this up with Devin a couple times, where I almost kind of want to see a lot more light heavyweight fighters don't cut weight and move up to heavyweight, almost kind of like Petrino and a sort of deal. Like, just because of how bad heavyweight is, I think it would help spice up heavyweight and make it a little bit more entertaining than what it is right now, especially with a lot of blobs. And I think with some of these leaner guys, even Walker's brother and stuff, like that's pretty cool to see him get all those heel hooks and then him not be just a giant, blob trying to do that. He's an actually athletic looking guy.
I get what you're saying, but the whole getting like a heel hook every fight is just like, man, this fucking division sucks.
Oh no, 100%. No. I only say that like in terms of like body shapes and stuff.
There's
like
no
that.
fixing heavyweight.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's more of
If I
like
be guy myself, I don't want to see Chris Barnett.
that's what
like,
I'm saying. Yeah, like I want to see
yeah,
more
that's
like
not how
Victor
he's played.
Petrinos out there who are athletic heavyweights, I guess, that could be light heavyweights practically, but just either put on a little extra mass and stay at heavyweight, or you're just cutting down to light heavyweight at that point. But moving on to the
I was
co-main.
hoping that last thing. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Last thing. I was hoping I was hoping the UFC would sign Vadim Nemkov, who is fighting at heavyweight now, and is the Fedor protege, and famously lost to Yuri Prohaska in Ryzen, but he resigned with him. But just to kind of further your point of like at light heavyweights, because he was light heavyweight, beat the piss out of Bader, moving up to heavyweight, but we can't have nice things. So
Well, and I think it sucks too because like the UFC would be that petty to be like, "Oh, you're associated with Fedor, we're good." You know what I mean?
dude, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. As somebody that
anything
lived through that.
Randy Couture related, Fedor related, Tito related.
Fuck, God.
They're like, nah, we're
Yeah.
you're gonna give away all of our secrets. It's like, all right, calm down, buddy.
Or Frank
Yeah.
Shamrock related. Which
God.
I don't like Frank Shamrock just because I don't know if you guys know about this. He left a dog tied up to like he left a dog and abandoned it in an airport tied up to something, and I don't fucking like Frank Shamrock.
What
Fuck
the
Frank Shamrock.
fuck?
Frank Shamrock ever if Frank Shamrock ever hears this, fuck you, dude. Like who does that?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'll even look it up real
There's
quick.
shelters, God damn it. Like what the fuck? That's crazy work.
Yeah, he faced animal cruelty charges after abandoning a dog at a Texas airport.
Wow.
Fuck Shamrock.
What a dickhead.
Anyway, yeah.
Co-main event, Sean O'Malley's Song Yadong. I think this is gonna go to decision. I don't know if O'Malley's gonna finish Song. I definitely could see it though, only because of how often he was getting hit by Sandhagen, because Sandhagen was seeing those holes that are open for the counter and just popping them pretty good. Obviously, the difference between someone like Sandhagen and O'Malley is just that power. And I don't know. I mean, I think it could be a tough fight for Sean, but I think it's gonna be way more of a tough fight for Song.
Yeah, I see O'Malley getting it done, but I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think it's going to be a really tough fight.
Mm-hmm. Gene?
I would agree with that. The thing about Song that I don't like is the last two elite strikers he's fought, in Piotr Jan and Corey Sandhagen, he's got pieced up, like you guys have said. And I can see a decision. Song's a tough guy. I think it's going to be a decision for Sean that's very clearly like Sean won the fight. Because like you said, when he was getting countered by Corey saw those holes. I would consider Sean just as good, if not better, of a striker than Corey. So I think this is not saying a layup for Sean, but about the closest thing you get to it before calling it a layup.
Yeah, definitely kind of a good make sure you're still, where everyone thinks you're at least in terms of that skill level and competing up there with some of the big boys again, because. I mean, there's definitely a lot that Song could take away from even the Jan fight that he, Jan and O'Malley had, to where some of those shift combos were catching O'Malley pretty clean and just like looking for certain, I guess certain like wind ups. I guess if you even want to call them that with O'Malley, even though it doesn't really wind up, but there's certain I guess animations like what the fuck when too much UFC 5, too many like or,
Yeah, like
there's certain fucking
movements.
yeah movements. There you go. Thank you. There's like certain movements that I guess like Song can actually capitalize on and get ready for, but again, he's not that level of a striker of Jan to where I think he can read those as easily and as quickly.
I also,
No,
it's been said there was an MMA Junkie article or a headline about how Song was going to wrestle. I don't think Song would wrestle. And I know that it's obviously something that could happen, but and we're not really super sure on how good Sean's takedown and wrestling is, just because Marab is one of the best wrestlers of all time. So it's like I would imagine that Sean's going to be able to keep up a pretty good fight against a potential takedown threat. So
Yeah, if I'm in Sean's corner, I'm not too worried about takedowns. I think that even if it does go to the ground, I think Sean's again ground game is just underrated in a way to where he could definitely hold his own. Because I don't think Song has any better of a ground game than O'Malley does, not from what I've seen at least. Who knows what happens in the gym, but definitely in fights, like I don't ever recall seeing Song wrestle at a really high level.
I can't remember him wrestling, period. Maybe against Henry, but
Yeah, but I mean, again, that was just Henry was kind of forcing it. Could be really interesting. I mean, just to see kind of, I guess the speed is also a big factor for Song. If he can really get that speed, and that timing lined up, and then
I just don't think he's faced a striker as good as O'Malley, but I don't know if O'Malley's as good as a striker as he was a couple of years ago. We haven't really seen much of that recently, but I still think he wins.
Yeah, I think some of that has to
it's
do just the matchup, though. I mean, with having to fight Marab.
Yeah, I agree, but if you can take him off his game plan, I think you can frustrate him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. When Marab's got you staring at the lights, it's kind of hard to quantify your. Because last time we got him striking, he almost put out Cheeto. So
yeah,
it was looking that way that Aljamain would have had him struggling too until that knockout in the second round.
I think Al just overrated, but yeah.
Yeah, he just gets a little too reckless. I think for someone against
he just got reckless. I think he had that fight in the bag if he would have stuck not getting reckless, and he walked right into a jab.
Yeah, I mean, he like reaches with both hands forward. It's like, all right, bro, like you can't expect to do that against O'Malley. Like that's for sure a hand in the face, like ASAP. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, let me get countered.
That's something that I noticed before that fight too. Is he like bends down and reaches for a leg, and I'm like, I'm surprised he hasn't been knocked out yet.
Yeah, just that size just kind of helped him out enough.
But yeah, I think this will be a fun fight. I see O'Malley winning though and getting a title fight.
Yeah, the honoring match is gonna be pretty fun.
Which is shitty because I think Marab deserves any rematch he wants, but I think they'll book Umar, Marab, and then O'Malley and Jan. Both rematches. Put them on the same card. Let's ride. Which I'm okay with. I think that's a fun fight card.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd definitely be. I mean, it'd work out. Like, why not then? But moving on to our main event.
Knowing the UFC, dude.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, knowing UFC, they're gonna put that shit on the White House card.
Yeah, no shit, honestly.
Tell O'Malley to go beat up a Russian.
And then Jan wins.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, I could totally see them doing some America versus Russian shit on the White
Oh,
House card.
they're gonna try their best to do some shit like that, and it's not gonna work out like the way they think it's going to with one for matchups, and then two the results of those matchups. Like I don't think they're gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a good look.
They're hyping up this card so much, and I think it's just gonna be a dud. Like
Yeah,
they're talking about Connor being a headline, and I'm like, Jesus, can we just move on?
yeah. I don't understand the obsession with wanting to make Connor. Or I guess it's not even really them. I guess it's more kind of Connor talking about headlining and stuff like that, and then them just I guess trying to include Connor on it, which is still stupid. But I'm with you. I'm kind
I'm
of like
I'm
I'm
tired of
over
this Connor
Connor.
talk, dude.
Yeah, I'm over him. Unfortunately.
I would agree too, because he's, going on year 5 of not really being relevant. I mean, if you're Paramount though, you're gonna want him on that card because it's would be the most insane, ridiculous card ever, eyeballs wise. Obviously, on pay per view, but having Connor on the card would bring in all the actual casuals of the sport. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see Connor on the card. I think it's ridiculous that he's even in the running, and Dana keeps saying that he is, but the Chandler fight's not happening. So it's like Chandler's like the only winnable fight for Connor that hasn't fought in 4.5 years at this point, going on 5. Like, what are you gonna do? So my conspiracy theory is like, what if Gaethje were to beat Patty and then have an interim fight with Connor? Well, not an interim fight, but Gaethje wins the interim belt, and then they're like, you know what, Ilya, we need you to vacate, and then Connor challenges one last time for their lightweight title against Gaethje. Like, like that's some fucking dumbass shit they would do nowadays.
Listen, if that happens, I might just stop watching. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, that would be some WWE type shit that they're pulling at that rate. I mean, even with like trying to bring Connor back, it just feels like a WWE thing, like to where you're bringing a legend back to title or to challenge for the title. Like this is when The Rock comes in. You know what I mean? Like just waiting for the entrance.
If they were
It's like, God damn it, Connor's here.
if they were smart, they would just not use him on the White House card, and they would use him on like an event in the summer. Like usually that June July card is a big deal, but now we've got this White House thing. They would use him for like a card that they stack, have him as the main event, and then whoever wins between Max and Charles, just have him challenge for that BMF belt
Yeah.
because they're so fucking like worried about like promoting that, even though it's I don't know how there could be a BMF belt after Max beat Gaethje's ass for 5 rounds and then KO'd him just because he fucking felt like it. Like, there's never going to be a more BMF moment than that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah. It's like Connor fights for a title, gets one last hurrah. Like, God, I hate that we're even fucking talking about Connor. Connor can just fuck off. He's a horrible person.
Yeah.
I agree. And he's not relevant, but all these it's the casuals that drive this because that's the only name they really know. So it just becomes this, and I just can't believe we're still going on year like 6 of him not doing shit, and he came in and lost 2 fights, and casuals are still like, yeah, Connor. It's like, dude, he got knocked the
There was
fuck
a
out by
time when,
Poirier and then broke his leg.
and then talk shit about his wife immediately after.
Yeah, and people were like, "Yeah, Connor," and I'm like, "Jesus, dude!"
That's
The
my
whole time I was
hero.
like, "Yeah, Poirier." Like, I had Poirier the whole time. That knockout was sweet.
Shit was so fucking funny, dude. Oh my god.
But yeah, I just can't stand the casuals that really drive Connor. To be honest, the casuals that drive Connor and John Jones are a reason why the sport sucks right now because we can't move on.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting like, with the whole John Jones thing because it's like I kind of wonder who that's more of the fans or if it's John Jones is getting a whole bunch of bot accounts and then tweeting that they want to see John Jones come back because I mean I at this point like I don't like with how bad the Stipe fight was and like how slow he looked and sluggish he looked in that one like I don't want to see him fight again, especially someone like Pereira. Like why ruin your legacy for that? and
Yeah.
again with Connor.
No,
like,
no, no, no. Please do ruin your legacy, John. Fuck you. You're a horrible person too.
and then you have Connor coming
Like
back.
the way he held up the UFC and Tom.
Yeah.
God damn.
No, I mean, you know,
I just
that was just honestly crazy of him to do. Like, it's just vacate, just retire. It's not a big deal. You know, let the
well,
division move on.
it's on Dana.
Yeah.
It's on Dana for allowing that because he can't let go of his cash cows and these he that's a problem with Dana. First off, he doesn't promote. Second off, he lets his fucking star babies of the UFC do whatever the fuck they want and drag him around because he's like, yeah, I'll make so much money if you fight. So he lets them do whatever the fuck they want. Connor, fucking John Jones, to do whatever they want.
Yeah. I mean, teacher's pet, man.
It is, yeah, dude. It's so crazy.
It's that Dana White privilege.
A Dana White privilege, dude.
Patty knows about it.
Patty knows about it. And speaking of Patty, he's about to fucking get his ass whipped by Justin Gaethje, I think. Now,
You think?
so
You think you?
okay. Hear me out. I do think that this is a really tough fight to call, and the only reason why I say that is because of the obvious things with Justin Gaethje that come with him is the leg kicks, the clinch work, and just the ability to pick his shots. Now, the only thing that worries me about the clinch work and even the stand up is that Patty's leg kicks are for sure slept on, and the way that he's not afraid to go to the body, especially if Gaethje starts trying to catch like those teep kicks, you know, that's not going to be too big of a problem for Patty, especially if he's able to pull away or kick Justin down somehow. But I do think even in the clinch, if Gaethje is able to work that body, you know, with those uppercuts, or even just work his head with uppercuts and work those legs a little bit, I mean, Patty at any moment could pull up a flying triangle, pull him down, pull guard, you know, and get him in the ground game to where it's completely in his world. And another thing that really stresses me out now with Gaethje, and I'm kind of regretting my pick on him, was that he's like, I don't care if it goes to the ground because I'd be more than happy to show him like what I've been working on. Are you fucking stupid? Why the fuck would you say that? Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, I do think Justin could get it. I think he could pick his shots well enough, early enough, to where it'll hurt Patty more in the later rounds. Like I think Justin gets like a 4th round finish, and it feels more far fetched the more I say it. But I just have like a weird feeling that Gaethje will actually be Patty's toughest fight. And even though Gaethje is getting up there in age, was he like 37 now? I still think Gaethje's the most closest to his prime compared to anyone else that Patty has fought so far in the UFC.
I think Patty has the plot armor.
Totally fair. Totally fair. He's kind of like Drickus, I guess. You know what I mean? Like just kind of just finds a way to win. It's like I said on the Catching a Vibe breakdown, I was like, there on every single fight that Patty's had on paper, he's supposed to lose these. You know, in some sort of fashion. Like Jared Gordon was on that hot streak for a bit, and then arguably won it but lost. You know, Tony on paper, even at that age, probably still should have won it, but you know, obviously Tony was being Tony at that time and not winning and looking good at all. And then Chandler being Chandler, you know, just doing Chandler shit and losing after looking not too bad, hitting some good shots and stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. Patty just fucking finds a way. I could hate it.
I think Patty was for the UFC was destined to become a champ at some point just because of his hype and everything he had coming in. And then you've seen fights he should have lost, like you said, and he skated by decisions and all that. I just think he has the plot armor. I think this is the best chance he has to win, and I think he gets it done. And then on top of that, the UFC gets a sweeter fight with him versus Ilya because of their history and their beef. And I think that works out better for the UFC, where he goes and fights Ilya, and that fight probably won't go too well, and then Gaethje just rides off into the wind. Which Gaethje already said if he loses this fight, he's riding off anyway. So
Yeah. Gene?
So I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I would say that regardless of the result, it's going to be very definitive, and that if it stays on the feet, Justin is obviously going to win. And if it goes to the ground, Patty is obviously going to win. I picked Justin, and I'm really hoping that he doesn't do anything necessarily too crazy, but he probably will. And then it's like, what does that mean? Like he gets put in a bad position and choked out. I don't know. I think Gaethje is still a very good fighter. I mean, look at the Fiziev fight. Look at the Max fight. I mean, I know that Max kind of beat his ass, but he's still a really good fighter, and he's definitely at this point the best fighter that Patty's ever fought. And also with the plot armor too. You know, the plot armor, it eventually runs out, just like when Hamzat,
yeah,
fought Dricus.
I just
Patty, he talked about the Ferguson fight, man. Like, you look back on his last 2, 3, 4, 5 fight. He's just not that good. And if he wins, I was wrong, whatever, troll me. But if Gaethje's truly washed like Chandler was, he's going to get finished. And
But
I
I
don't
feel
see that happening. So I have Gaethje in this one.
I'm a huge Gaethje fan. Like I love Gaethje. Just because he's entertaining and he's fun and he's part of that lightweight mix that we had for a couple years where it was super entertaining. Um, I feel like he makes mistakes in the fights, and I think that's something that Patty can capitalize on. Is one of those little mistakes.
I think he has to go in there with such a smart and patient stand up game plan. You know, almost kind of like he's fighting like a Viziev. You know what I mean? To where he's got to make sure that he's not getting too far off balance and not overthrowing in a certain way.
Yeah,
And it's not like he hasn't really had that problem, I guess, in the past couple of years. But you know, if he just makes one simple mistake and Patty's on his back like that, I'm pretty much going. That's a wrap. That's game. GG's, Patty and New.
yeah,
You know it, and hopefully that doesn't happen. Just because Gaethje could for sure just beat the shit out of him in the feet. Like there's no reason why he wouldn't be able to. But at the same
hundred
time,
percent.
Gaethje's got to be fucking smart on the feet because even those leg kicks that Patty throws, man, like that could add up pretty quick against Gaethje and change his game plan completely. But I think Gaethje's going to have better success on the feet and kind of like what Gene was saying. It's obvious, like you have it both ways. Like obviously Gaethje's better on the feet, but obviously Patty's better on the ground. And either way, you're gonna feel like a moron for not picking, that way. If you didn't, I'm excited though.
As for the as
Yeah,
for
no,
the
I'm excited.
as for the mistakes part of it, I mean, that is definitely a concern with Gaethje, but Patty in the stand up makes
Yeah,
constant mistakes. And it's like if MMA math is hard, right? And it's like if this Justin Gaethje fellow can stand in the octagon with Rafael Fiziev for,
30 minutes.
50, what I guess. Well, I can't remember now if there was a main or if it was a main event or whatever.
No,
Two fights at the end of the day, like, and not get KO'd by a high level guy. It's like, is Patty gonna do it?
well, I mean, again, like the threat of just
I
like the takedown being there, it changes so much. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Like easily O'Malley should have knocked out a Marab every single time that they're in the stand up, but just because of that threat of the takedown, O'Malley can't do anything that he typically wants to do. And the same thing could go for Justin here, to where he's so worried about overswinging or getting off balance to where Patty just tackles him or whatever and takes him to the ground or pulls guard or whatever the case is. And, it causes Justin to kind of fall a step behind. Not that I think we've ever really seen Justin fall a step behind, but it's definitely possible with that big fear of not wanting to get strangled out. And Patty's been hitting hard lately. I don't know what the fuck like he's been on, but like I feel like he's had added power to his stand up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he has. He looks a lot better in his recent fights than he did in those couple that he was. He he wasn't looking good for a while in the first couple fights in the
Oh hell
UFC.
no, no! I thought this dude was for sure getting like knocked out at some point, but I mean,
Yeah,
he
I thought
makes
he
those
was.
weird adjustments where like it works. It's just like what the fuck.
Yeah, I thought he was like super hyped up, but I mean, I don't know. Looking at his and y'all are talking me out of him because, like I said, I think he has that plot armor. But looking at his fights in the UFC and his opponents, like he hasn't fought anybody really with name value. Ferguson was washed. Bobby Green washed. Michael Chandler is made to get beat up in the UFC. So,
See that was like the biggest issue
and
for me
other
because
than
if
that,
he
I
had,
mean, he fought Gordon, which was
I mean, which could have easily gone to Gordon.
yeah, and then before that, it was Levitt, Vargas, and
Luigi.
Venjamini. So he hasn't fought anybody with name value, to be honest with you.
And
Man, I might just switch up.
well, that was my fear. Like, if I were to pick him, I you have to look at who he's fought, and like if he had fought one notable guy that was still close to his prime or in his prime, then for sure I'm probably picking Patty right now. But with the experience that Gaethje's had and the previous opponents that Gaethje's fought compared to Patty, it's night and day. Honestly, it really is. And even I feel like even Fazeev would find some pretty big holes against Patty, and make it a pretty competitive fight as long as that didn't go to the ground. But yeah, I think it's just the strength of schedule that kind of won me over and kind of got me to confidently pick Gaethje. But again, fucking plot armor is a real goddamn thing apparently, and I hate it so
Yeah,
much.
especially in the UFC.
Yeah,
I would say too, I guess the X factor is like Gaethje knows that he's at the end of the line. And who's to say that he just doesn't fucking go out there and make this the messiest,
yeah.
most violent fight that he's had up to this point?
I would
And it's
love
like,
that.
is Patty really gonna be able to? He's one of the last old war horses we have of the 155 pound division. It's and I don't know. People will say that I'm a troll and a hater for Patty. It's like, dude, he fought Michael Chandler, who is done. He fought Tony Ferguson. He fought Bobby Green. He lost to
Yeah.
Jared Gordon. He's fought Jordan Levitt, Luigi Farah, whatever the fuck his name is, and then
I might
another. It's just like, the resume is just not there. He's like, we're a hater, bro. It's like, I need to see something,
Yeah.
no, for
and
real.
I need to
On
see
paper,
something from this guy.
on
And
paper,
even in a
Gaethje's
way, like with Gaethje, like with Gaethje, it's like I just don't see how he loses, man. Unless I think the only way Gaethje loses, it's gonna be like some Chris Weidman or Weidman, fucking whatever the fuck his name is, versus Luke Rockhold spinning back fucking kick bullshit where he gets put in a bad position. Like there. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just saying on paper, like Gaethje should win it. It's like 100%, 10 out of 10. I just have that feeling that this is,
It's gonna be a banana peel
I don't
out
know,
there
a new
somewhere.
start to this fucking weight class. And I hate it because the lightweight era, like you said, the Warhorse lightweight era that we had with Gaethje, fucking
Poirier, Alvarez.
Poirier, all of them. Yeah, dude, it was perfect. That was the weight class, and that was None of those fights were bad when they fought. Any of those guys fought.
Imagine Patty fighting any of those guys in their prime.
Oh God,
Oh, dude, he'd get wiped.
that'd be bad.
Any one of those guys could have carousel. Imagine if Khabib wasn't champion at that time in that division. Like, all those guys would have just carouseled through the championship.
Yeah, because I mean,
With Donald Cerrone being the champ, obviously.
the GOAT.
If only he had a chance to fight Khabib.
If only he would have been the answer.
He would.
Oh my God. Probably, honestly, some MMA way he probably fucking would have been, just because.
It's the MMA math, dude.
Nah, like Gene has pointed out too many times before, it's too big of a moment for him.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we saw that with the red panty night.
Yeah, that turned into some brown panties real quick. Shit the bed on that performance, but
I think he got paid off. You can't tell me otherwise.
damn it, I don't think he got paid off, man. I think he just shit the bed.
He just sucks ass. He just is fucking terrible when you really
dude.
bro.
If you're a grown ass man and you lose to the shoulder strikes against the fence, you fucking got paid off.
I mean, to be fair, those were nasty, and I mean, bro lost to Nate Diaz.
Dude. No.
Diaz in a striking battle at 141. Like, be serious.
You've
He's
gotten
not that
punched
good.
in the face fucking hard, and you take a couple shoulder strikes, and you're like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
I mean, Cerrone. Oh boy, I'm gonna stop talking.
To be fair, if I would have got paid multi-millions to come to a fight night,
the UFC paying multi-millions. Okay,
no, it was the pay-per-view points that came with it.
$800,000
I wonder if did Donald
If I got paid $800,000
before taxes.
before taxes.
If I got paid $800,000 to walk in there and be like, "Oh, shoulder strikes, I'm done," I would do it.
Dude, I've watched Donald Cerrone too much to know that he's just not like low-key kind of a trash can, and was a guy that somehow, despite fighting as much as he did, had favorable matchups. Like, yeah, sure, but like, no, Donald Cerrone just sucks. Like when he pissed the bed against fucking Dos Anjos. He pissed the fucking bed against Connor. And there's other fight. Oh, fucking remember when Gaethje beat him in like fucking a minute?
Yeah. Yep.
And then he was losing to Cerrone and blew his. He was fighting Ferguson, and he was fighting Ferguson, and he blew his fucking nose when he knew his eye was gonna blow up because he wanted to weigh out. Like,
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, Donald.
All right, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, no worries. We'll wrap up real quick. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. It's episode 17. Gene, thanks again for joining us on this breakdown for UFC 324, and along with our other topics that we talked about. But we'll have you on soon again for sure. Everyone watching, be sure to watch the card this weekend, UFC 324, Gaethje versus Pimblett. Also go watch Catching a Vibe, episode 3 is out now on our YouTube channel. Just the main card breakdown on there. But, Gene, any last words?
Donald Cerrone is a trash can. Oh. Thanks for having me on.
Devin, any last words?
No, I'm just looking forward to this fight card. We've had a long 6 weeks, ready to see some fights and see this first Paramount card. I think it'll be a good one. I kind of like that there's less fights on there. I know I saw a lot of people like talking shit to Anik, saying like that there should be less fights if he were the president of the UFC. But I like it because you can get more value with those fights.
Yeah, 100%. I think they should have been doing that a while ago. But I mean, we'll definitely kind of see on how the new Paramount format is and how less fights turns out, and just how the whole thing in general is just going to be. Hopefully there's not a step lost, and hopefully there's a step gained, and we will see y'all next week for episode 18. Stay safe, enjoy the card, and
Yep.
we'll see you next time. Later.